All right.
And then I just want
Oh,
to make sure.
hold on. Three people are waiting to enter. Hold on, let me admit them.
Okay,
Okay,
cool.
Azure Ray, admit, admit. Okay, here we go.
Great.
Hi, everybody.
There's Sue. I see Sue and Sean's here. So cool. Yay. So fun.
Hey, Azure Ray.
Cool. Amazing.
Okay,
So,
cool.
yeah, so we were just saying how cool it is because basically Tonya and I were in a co-working session and we were just, I don't even know, I think we were messing around and then all of a sudden she starts doing her sound bites and then it just ended up being this like fun just kind of experience. Why don't you start off though, Tonya, and tell everybody like who you are like and what you do and then we can kind of like talk about what the idea of this event is because you guys are seeing it for the very first time and this could be something you do again.
Yeah, yeah. So, well, a lot of you know me, but songwriting is my background. So I live in Nashville, and my husband Kevin's on here, and we both live in Nashville. He's been in corporate America. I've been a business owner, own my own publishing in the music world, and songwriting's my background. But we came together and we teach high impact entrepreneurs how to crush. We always say craft, crush, and cash flow. What you know, baby. That's what we always say. So basically, just how to cash flow your keynote message so that it's like a rock star. It's has zingers that I like to say live past your speech, live past your online message. It's so memorable. The way that I like to explain it, Stace, is you fill up a bathtub and there you drain the bathtub and around the tub is a ring. And usually that's those quotes, those tweetables, those just like zingers that stick with people long after your speech is over.
Mm.
Can anybody relate to that where you go to a conference? How many of you can relate? Put in the chat, yes. If you go to a conference and it's boring, if somebody doesn't have little fun zingers and you just want to go get a coffee, or the ones who you're grabbing your pen and you're writing this stuff down. Can anybody relate to that?
Totally.
Okay,
Yeah.
Paul's in now.
Oh
So
yeah.
so that's what we do. And so yeah, Stacy and I just we just started saying, let's do this thing. Kev, I can hear you. If you can turn yours down a little bit, Kev, I can hear the background. And I have everybody unmuted because we had some fun tech stuff. Stacy's like, let's just do this. And I was trying to do it live, but so anyway, yeah, so we're really doing this just in Stacy style.
Yeah, which is so cool. And thank you for that. And so I feel like it'll be fun is like we're helping Tonya. Like, how cool is this, you guys? Right now, it's happening real time. We're helping her create this like fun thing that she already loves to do is like she does this for fun, right? Is helping people come up with sound bites. Like literally, I feel like she does it in her sleep. You know, anytime I say like anything, she like comes up, she's like, oh, blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, oh my gosh, that's so good, right? And so we're getting the gift of someone that has been in the music industry doing this with helping people with speaking to like basically get to play with us, right? As she figures out what this party is going to be and then as we're trying to like get better with the stuff we want to do we're like in this co-creation process so can we just like honor the moment and then
Honor
also
the
the
moment.
courage of like just kind of being okay with just like figuring it out, too.
Yeah.
So and I'd love to just if it's okay, Tonya, like start
Yeah.
off with like almost like what are your goals? Like because all of a sudden like time is everything, right? Like we're all here
Yeah.
for a reason. We want to connect and maybe just see like what kind of got you excited about even coming here. That would help us just as a starting point. So, and remember, I'm okay. Like if we call you out and you're like not comfortable saying you can find your voice in your no just as much. But Sue, you're helping us host this. So why don't we start with you?
All right, I'm up.
Let's
And why don't
go.
you introduce for anyone that doesn't know you, because we're mixing worlds.
Yes.
Why don't you share yeah, who you are also, and then let us know, yeah, why you're here too.
Me or
Yeah,
Tonya?
you.
Me,
Yeah,
okay.
you. Yeah.
I'm Sue Anderson, and I'm building a retreat center for entrepreneurs. And I'm the founder of a group called Entrepreneurs Gone Wild. I shoo entrepreneurs outdoors because this is where we get our best ideas. So I'm calling from a barn.
And then why did you say when Tanya's like, oh, hey, do you want to run this event in your group also? And you were like, sure. And you even sent out an amazing email, like to
Yeah.
your email list and telling
Yeah.
people about it. Like what got you
Oh,
excited
man.
about it?
Because I get tongue tied and I'm like people, what do you do? Like, and then like being able, like, and I know that that's the same case with a lot of people, like a lot of entrepreneurs. We're so up to our eyeballs in what we're doing that sometimes it's hard to like talk about what we're doing, especially in a memorable way. Like you don't want to see people's
Mm,
eyes glaze over, and that happens. So I
Yeah.
figured this would probably be very helpful to a lot of people.
mm.
So good. When you get tongue-tied, do you notice like what it happens? Is there something that like, are you feeling
Oh
something
yeah.
at all?
Sweaty and how am I gonna get out of this?
Yeah.
Like that panicked feeling, like
Yeah.
ah, and then why did I do this? Why did I put myself? I mean, it's a whole downward spiral that's very hard to pull up and not
Mhm.
crash. So,
So good.
whew.
Yeah. Okay,
That
cool. Thank you so much. Oh, go ahead.
well, I was just going to say that's so good, and honestly, Susan, just a great reminder to me that uh I just have always thought it came so easily to people, and I didn't realize, it doesn't. I think though that there are, hey, Paul and Anne Marie, we got some new people. I hope I'm letting people in properly in here, but so how many of you, I'm just curious, how many of you don't know what a soundbite is? Just, and it's okay if you don't know what it is, but oh, hold on, I got some other people coming in here. So yeah, if you don't know what a soundbite is, I explained it. We got some new people coming in, but basically it's the thing you remember. It's the rim left on. You filled up a coffee to the brim and it's the stain on there. It's what's left over after you leave a session. There's so many people, obviously, in the online space giving so much information, but we really want transformation, and transformation comes with those things that are memorable. And a soundbite, I think it was Elizabeth who had a question about it. How long is it? And all of those kind of questions. And I just want to say an example of a soundbite I was thinking about this last night when I went to bed. I know probably all of you have heard the JFK's ask not what your country can do for you, but ask what you can do for your country. I mean, that's like 50 years ago. So he's been gone, but that quote was so memorable that
Mhm.
it still lives. It's like words are legacy, y'all. Words become legacy for you and your name attached to them. And so, whether it's in a book or, as I said, Kevin and I teach, we just help people guide through their speeches, or their even CEOs who they're not sure, what to say. And I always say, if this can help anybody, just when I see words, or when you see a word, to come in at a different angle. Or here's an idea. I'm just going to give you some like craft thing. How many of you want some ideas for that, just based on what Susan said? So just look up cliches, for example. And like, let's say, can somebody put a cliche, just like a cliche in the chat? Like, I don't even know. Um, can anybody put something in the chat that's a cliche? Um, mm.
I'm gonna chat GPT cliches.
Okay, you only live once.
Oh, there you
Can't lead a
go.
horse to water. Okay, so if I'm seeing that, for example, you only live once. So, you know, a a sound bite, you could say, I'm literally doing this off the cuff, but you know how people say you only live once? Well, I say you live twice. You live once in a body or position that wasn't fulfilling your purpose. And was that really living?
Mhm.
Or you live now into the purpose that you were already had planned. And I mean, I'm doing this off the cuff. So finding quotes and really challenging those quotes and creating them that fit your offer. Is that making sense? Just give me a high five in the chat. So so Paul said, or Stacy, yeah, better late than never. I remember one time, this reminds me of that. Kevin, you may be able to remember, but I do that all the time. Yeah, I like walks on the beach and I love to laugh. It's or I'm going all over the place, but it's finding compound words. So first cliches and challenging them to fit your thing. So money grows on trees. And that's, don't you say that, Stacy?
I
Like
do.
money grows on trees.
Yeah.
And people will
That
say, well,
technically is not a cliche, though. That is a fact.
okay, so that's a fact. But so you're challenging the quote. You're challenging because most people will say money doesn't grow on trees,
Yeah,
and you're like, yeah, it does. You want me to
that's
show
it.
you how? You know what I mean? And
Yeah.
so you're challenging these sayings that have been around for a
Love that.
zillion years because
Yeah.
most of them have been around because people were trapped in a limited mindset. That's why they've been around because that's what 98% of the world knows. So that's why you have to challenge the cliches um, for a reason. Opposite. So Elizabeth says opposites attract. And do we believe that's true? Well, you could challenge it because you're trying to polarize, right? You're trying to polarize what the cliche is and make it true as it pertains to your system.
Yeah, like I didn't even realize this, Tonya, is like I kept thinking like sound bites were just kind of sounds clever and memorable, but it's also it sounds like it's like a belief shift that you're
It
able,
is.
which I didn't realize.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it is. And you know, those can go further into what we call lyrics, learning your real identity conquering system. So
Hmm.
there's that bits, sound bites and then lyrics or bits. So, you know, you can expand on both of those. But um, you know, another example, and you hear them in songs like how many of you still have more month at the end of your money. You know, it's things that
Hmm.
you step outside of the phrases and you start saying it the opposite. Compound words as
Yeah.
well.
I have an idea. You just gave me
So
an idea. Wait, wait, wait. Before I tell you guys my idea. Okay, wait, I gotta remember it. I'm gonna write it down. Okay. Does in the first 10 minutes, 12 minutes of just hearing Tonya, can anyone just share like a takeaway or a
yeah,
reflection just in this moment so we can like integrate what we're like learning? Because I've just had so many things coming up and I'm just curious where you guys are.
yeah,
And Sean,
please.
I don't know if you're open to because you're still new. Are you good?
Okay.
Oh, Elizabeth, yeah. Or Sean, either one, yeah.
So sound bites are cliches, could be a cliche that you turn on its head so that it will make a point
Yeah,
based
And
on the story you tell.
yes.
so good.
And
So
be
good.
memorable. Like, don't ask what you're, because people are like, well, what's my country doing for me? He's like, don't ask, you know. So, yes, Elizabeth, it doesn't have to have a rhyme. It's nice when it does, but it doesn't have to.
So good. And how about you, Sean?
Yeah, two things come to mind. One, I kind of do that when I hear quotes. I try to find like an opposite. I think I do that for my copywriting career. It makes me think of two other terms, a pattern interrupt in copywriting, and then also in comedy. And somebody here I think does stand-up comedy. Yes. Like that twist, the misdirection, I think is what we call it in stand-up. Like you build people to where they're leaning a certain way and then you go the opposite way.
Yeah, so good. And you guys feel free to use this time to like put your, oh, perfect, Anne-Marie. You knew exactly what I was going to say. Put your group in the chat because we want to use this as
Yes.
a time to support each other. Like just an example, like I might be working with Sean like to help me with ghostwriting because that's something that I've been wanting to do. And so you just don't know who in here is like has the thing that you need, you know? And so like Elizabeth's amazing dating coach, right? Maybe you know someone, like I just met someone the other day that's like desperately single, really wants to meet someone. So anyway, the point is it's great if we're able to support each other through this process. So feel free to put your group or wherever you want people to follow your personal page in the chat. Okay, are you ready, Tonya, for this? I think this is going to be fun.
I love it. Yes, let's go.
What if, because I'm just thinking money grows on trees, where that came from for me was I get so annoyed when people are expecting the algorithm to like do the job for them, you know,
Mhm.
whereas my approach is with a revenue generation and a relational approach. It's like those two things. And so I wanted to show people that money grew on trees and I have a system for that. And so
Yes.
that's like where, so thanks, Charlotta, because I didn't actually connect that to like being a soundbite technically. And so in the way you just explained it, I'm like, wow, that is a belief shift. Because everyone's like, oh yeah, it's a mindset. And I'm like, no, it is not a mindset. Like it's literally fact, you know? And so anyway, so I think if everyone shares what annoys them about like their industry, then maybe like we could come up, but I mean you. But like we, meaning all of us, right? Like
Yeah,
playing
yeah.
together with the collab part
Hey,
um,
Kelly.
of a soundbite. So I'm curious, like, if that might be something. I have no idea if this will work, but I'm curious if that would be fun to play with. It's like, is there something about like what your industry that like annoys you? What do you
Yeah.
think?
I mean, are you asking me, Stacy?
Well, like, would that be like? I'm curious, like, if that would be something that would be good
Yeah.
to play with.
Really what's dropping in my brain right now is immediately when you said that, I thought, man, if somebody had a bee company like money grows on bees and it's sweet as honey. So, things like that. What is your um relating it to your offer or your thing is
Yeah.
and where you can hear the rhyme, make the rhyme. And I know Elizabeth's is relationships, but finding those quotes that fit money grows on um trees is you're explaining what grows, how it really does. You're like, that's a fact and you have a
Mhm.
system, but what could be the zinger that could make that stand out? I mean, let's all collaborate in this.
Okay.
Money doesn't grow on trees, or money grows on your knees, or you know what I mean? Like think of rhymes, and
Yeah.
rhymezone.com is, if you all
Mhm.
don't know that, I've used it in the music industry for 20 years, but rhymezone.com will spark things for you in your industry. Looking at cliches will spark things in your industry. Compound words, for example, in AP, I see your hand and we're going to get to you in 1 second. But like, for example, compound words, we, so for example, I'm just going to give you an example. So if it's a compound word and the word is imagination, I did this at a speaking engagement in Las Vegas, but I started speaking like, how many of you haven't used your imagination? I talked about the 4 levels of the market value. And then
Mhm.
I said imagination, and I said, imagine a nation where you can, for example, Suzanne, we want to use our imagination, guys. Imagine a nation where you could come to a resort of an entrepreneurial um, retreat, and you are in the wilderness. Imagine a nation. So think of compound words that go with your relationship, Elizabeth. Um, who's driving your ship? Who's the captain of your relationship? Like, think, because the word ship is what resonates. So you are the captain of your relationship. You know what I'm saying? And then play on those compound words as it pertains to your industry. And those aren't necessarily rhymes, but you can go to Rhyme Zone and say, who's the captain of your ship in this relationship? And,
Mhm.
find all the ship rhymes that goes with that. You just start to think differently for your sound bites, for your lyrics, as we call them, where you're changing the mindsets of people. Azure all day, AP, come what may. You have a question?
Hey guys, okay, captain of your relationship blew my mind. That is so good. I love that so much. Um, something that my question is, Stacy brought up in another group wherein we talk a lot about throwing rocks as a way to kind of get to the they. Is that what are we trying to do that here, or is the soundbite more of just positive feelings? Is that Does that make sense? Like, is it a way to kind of, is that a way to think about the flip flop of I know you know what I mean, I think.
Yeah, I do. I know what you mean. It's just used, a sound bite is something used, like if you looked it up, to interest the reader or the listener. Because again, we all have the same information. There's nothing new under the sun, really. And we're delivering it in a unique way that is an inflection of our own voices and our own sound. Like, Stacy's a little spunky and sassy, and she just does the thing. So it's going to fit her sound, kind of comedic, and then somebody else may be a little more serious. And so it's going to fit your sound, Azure, but it's something that interests the reader or listener, and it literally lives on forever. And I'm very much faith filled. And I remember I did this interview. I wasn't trying to do this, but I did this interview, and every people were talking about just you having a positive attitude. And I said it was a promise attitude. And I literally just said, quit asking yourself what in the world is going on and start asking yourself what in the word is going on. And I was referring to what the Bible says. And so I think it's just like pulling letters out of words, uncompounding compound words. So that was a great question. I hope I answered it. It's just how can it be said differently?
Yeah, you're making me think like when I was saying the annoyed, I think it's still in a positive, because I'm even thinking like I get annoyed when people say like, oh, I can't do that because of this reason, right? Or I need to wait until something. Like I would love a catchy phrase around like, how can I do this? Versus like the I can't do this, or I need to wait until that. And so that's what I mean by like when you kind of tap into when you heard, this is why you blew my mind, Tonya. Like this is like literally that it's a belief shift. It's not just it's a memorable belief shift, right? And so anyway, that's what I was thinking. If I can help people like get out of that, like I can't because, and go into how can I, and I have a fun way to say that, I think that would be really good.
Yeah, totally, Stacy. And I want anybody to come in. It just makes me think of like what you just said, Stacy. Kevin and I will always say people have the the when I disease. If you can, people always say when I get enough money, I'm going to take the vacation. When I get when I get a raise, we'll move to another place. All these when I's. And so Kevin and I, now this would be more of a bit than a sound bite. But we always say, stop with the when I disease and start thinking about the I win disease, And so we do the complete antidote of the I win. I already win. Do the thing that your future self has told you wanted to do all along, and stop with the when So
I love that.
you could play on something like that. But
so good.
Anne Marie, I think, has a question.
Yeah. Hi. I'm loving all of this. Thank you so much, Tonya. I'm loving it. And I'm reading the chat coming up with these catchy phrases. Guys, I need for you to help me out too. Wholehearted, well-being. I'm looking for some help too. But my question is, a lot of us will have message points
Yeah.
that we want to give our listeners, people who tune into our communities. How do you have any strategies of coming up with acronyms for those message points?
Hmm.
Um, I can't think of an example right now, but it's just like people all say the top 7 things or the top 10 things. So they go by number, but are there like words? Is there a strategy to get to words? So when a person leaves, they will remember the message points you've left them.
Yes. So my response to that, and is it Anne Marie? Is it one word?
Yes,
Okay.
yes.
My response to that, Anne Marie, and you all chime in. It's uh, so this, if you could wrap it up in the smaller the acronym, the better, because it's just easier to remember and easy words. We want to speak in a second or third grade level. So it's not fancy schmancy, pantsy words. It is just straight up. And sometimes, like for me, even hearing the word hope, I immediately said helping other people everywhere. The word, the word epic, like eternal promises in Christ. So these just like come easily to me, but they can to you as well. Like I think it's just, oh, I gotta admit somebody. I think it's just keeping it as short and succinct as possible, but also just questioning the narrative and looking at words differently, just really like changing them up. But as far as the acronym, I the smaller the better, because that's how people walk away with the memory of it. Again, back to what Azure said, it's the memory of it, the flow. Yeah. What? Oh, Sean, isn't that yours? Feeling love over worry. That's amazing. Yeah. So,
Uh,
and Sean, isn't it? Don't you have life learning? Say it, Sean.
Yeah, life, let it flow effortlessly.
Yeah. And I recently saw something talking about flow, and I it maybe was on somebody's post that I posted as well, but I saw the word and I said it's beautiful. It's beautiful. So it's those two words melted together. It's beautiful. When I was walking through cancer, I said it was brutal. So, because you saw so much beauty from people, but it was brutal. And so melting words together is a cool strategy as well. I don't know if that helps, Anne Marie.
Yes, I love it. And just thank you for the strategies you're sharing. I've been reading the chat, so I need to put on my glasses.
Oh no, it's my pleasure. This is
Yes.
fun. This is really when bye Paul. This is really when people come together like this, just the ideas literally start sizzling. Somebody's in the waiting room. Sorry guys. I'm trying
Hey, real
to.
quick, if you don't know, the 3 dots in either the upper right or the lower right, if you click that, you can hit save chat right near the end of the call.
Oh,
It'll download
what?
the chat to your computer.
No
Wait, what?
way.
Oh
What?
yeah.
Yep.
Wait, where
What?
is it? Oh, hold on.
Will you remind me of that next Thursday at my masterclass? Because every time I have a masterclass, I always forget it. And then I'm like so sad afterwards.
Yeah. It will only say the chat. I don't know if it does it. I think it does it from where you come into the call. So if you're late, you may miss something. But other than
Oh,
that,
okay.
it's
She's coming in. Yeah, thank you, Sean. I had heard that before and I never remember to press it. So thank you
Oh,
for
and
that.
Vicky, I think you came on, put your group in the chat. We were sharing our groups. I don't know if you can hear me, but but anyway, yeah, no, this is so good. So Tonya, what do you think is like a good way? Because I love how everybody is, we'll hear from Charlotta too, but
Yeah.
like I love how everyone's putting it in the comments, and it might be fun to
Yes.
like talk through it more too. So
Okay.
let's have Charlotta and then we'll kind of see what
Okay.
that, no
That's
idea, you guys
perfect.
have no idea what this looks like. We're creating it right now, but
Yeah.
we're just gonna see what it is. Yeah. So, okay, Charlotta, good to see you. How are you
Thank
feeling?
you.
You good?
I'm feeling better, but I still have a bit of vertigo. So I canceled all my appointment. I thought I might get this one in. It's a more reasonable time. It's 8 o'clock in the morning on a Thursday in Sydney. So what I've been doing, I'm a coach. I'm a transformative wellness coach. And what I try to do, I try to create actually a phrase, a catchy phrase for my client that helps her or him to go towards their goal. But one of my favorite, I said, life is so easy and life is fabulous.
Oh. Mm-hmm. That's your Charlotta, are you saying that's your quote? That's what you tell them and you're wanting it?
Yes, that's right. And I'm also known as caramba because I use that all the time.
Caramba?
So maybe I should say caramba, life is it's easy. But yes, it's what I do. And also that's what I believe. I mean, actually, I'm an authentic one. So I wouldn't say something until I really believe, life is fabulous and life is easy.
Yeah. Yeah. So tell me again what those two, what you tell your clients again. Life is fabulous and easy?
Yes. Depending at what level of their coaching they are. Often, if I got somebody who start, we will try to understand how you can distress. So I will say life is easy. But for somebody who's already, I say
believe it or not, you're already on a journey. This journey, you probably already started.
I think
maybe
somebody is.
I don't know. For some of you, it was years ago.
I think it's Allison.
It was months ago.
Oh,
Now,
Allison.
let me explain to you. Let me
Okay,
share
hold
with
on.
you
Let me
what it is.
let me mute it. Hold on. I gotta admit,
you are
Melinda.
Hi,
on.
Allison.
Right.
Good to see you.
Hey, okay, it's off now. It's something with enough. Yeah, I'll tell you what first came to my mind. So I love that you say that. So go into Rhyme Zone and find things that rhyme with fab. Like life is easy and fab, and find something that is a little like what did you say? Kamba Roomba?
Caramba. This is Spanish name,
caramba.
to say wow, caramba.
Yeah, I got it.
Wow.
I
I'm known
got
as caramba here.
yeah.
Locally,
So,
literally.
you could even do like caramba fab, easy. Like just kind of melt your words where it's your signature word, even, and so, or carambad, or like think of something that starts with a BA at the end of that word, like carum bad to the bone. I'm just throwing stuff out there, but carum fabulous, carum fab. Just
I like that.
again, just thinking out loud off the cuff. Hey, Melinda. And I think if you could just focus on that, but as soon as what dropped in my spirit, as soon as you spoke, was you are a solutionist, SOUL. Like you have solutions, like you're transforming souls.
Yeah. I use my intuition.
Yeah. So
carumbulus.
there you go.
Whatever it is.
So, but I'm saying like you have solutions. I'm putting it in the chat.
You
have solutions. You know what I mean? That's how you're transforming somebody's soul. So it's just another play on that word that you start to just think of differently. Yeah. Thanks, Sean. Yeah, that's cool. I'm going through here. Embrace. Yeah, that's great. Embrace, allow, simplify, yield for Sean. So, Charlotta, I don't know if that helps in any way, but
no, it did look. It's okay. I look here where I live. It's completely ole. It's perfect. It's me from going. So if today I go and say, no, it's carambulous or carambulous, they would say, yeah.
I mean, honestly, those are just, you're just playing on words that become your signature sound, your signature word. And I've have you ever heard, or how many of you have ever heard, and this can go for anything, I'm thinking relationship, but same pattern, same dress. I always say same pattern, same dress, same hot mess express. Is that where you are? So even finding old quotes and you adding to them, because that's how it becomes your own. You don't ever copy, but
Alexa,
you
what's the quote
model.
of the day?
Yeah. So solutions, Azure. I love that, Sean. Yeah, who the soul surrender. So Sean's dropping acronyms like they're fire. So read the chat. Anne Marie, my group is becoming enough. Keywords:
No.
wholehearted, wellness, sacred space, heart space. What might be a catchy phrase? Oh, okay. So Sue said enough. Um, becoming enough might be a catchy phrase. Yeah. Does anybody have, um, you know, again,
Montana.
these are all off the cuff because it makes other things come off. Like, tired of all the fluff, you
Ooh.
can become more than enough.
What's the
Oh,
question of the day?
yes. I love that. This is so fun.
And if I can, I hope that this is helping you all just think of words differently,
Mhm.
even in writing and speaking, and just start. It's amazing because once your brain starts to do it, you can't unstop it. And I just thought I could read a few things. So a group that we're in, some of us are in the Black Card group, and what Kevin and I teach, I really do love helping people with their sound bites and with their limiting beliefs, but spoken in a unique way. And just for fun, as a gift to people, I'm just going to start reading some just so maybe it can, if you can connect it to your offer or your speech or whatever that might be. There were so many people,
Alexa, D.
I'm sorry.
Oh, I think Delisa just is just mute.
Oh,
Just
okay.
yeah.
So many people who said, well, I have a health offer, or I have a wealth offer, or, it's the health space, the wealth space, the relationship space. So like I said, there's still a month at the end of the money, but not enough time for your honey. Like, these may spark something for you all. Um, um, you can stare at the doubt. This is good for you, Stacy. You can stare at the doubt all day, or you can figure it out along the way.
Oh, I like
So
that. Yeah.
these are the actual quotes that you can say and create your own or use them. Um, so I was at a conference recently and I saw the word calling. And if y'all look at the word calling, I'm like, are you all inside of your calling? Somebody type that in the chat. Just type the word calling. The word all in is literally inside of the word calling.
Oh,
So I was like, look at the word calling, y'all. Are
nice.
you all inside of your calling? So again, these are just things that you start looking at these words and you're like, whoa. The word purpose has, you are inside of purpose. PURPOSE. So again, they're just plays on words that you start to see them differently. Fern says Stacy would do it messy. Yeah. Yeah. And so Stacy may say, oh, I gotta let Jill in. Stacy may say something like, I like to okay, here, Stace. So people say, uh, she's a hot mess express. And I'd say, I like being hot express mess. I like to be a hot express mess because that's how I go fast. That's how I blah, blah, because that's who you are. It's like, I like
Yeah.
the hot mess express. I like being hot. I like doing it messy, and I like doing it fast.
You just reminded me one of my favorite new things I like saying, which I guess this is a soundbite, right? Is money loves speed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. It'd be kind of interesting to see, because I have that one that I love that one right now. I'm doing that one a lot. And then I have one from college that I still remember, which is action
Yeah,
cures fear.
that's
And like,
right.
and I love those words. I guess that's what I'm really kind of like getting at right now, Tonya, is I love the things that are like not only memorable, but it like literally changes your belief, you know?
Yeah.
Um, and I didn't notice that until today. So that might be fun too, is just seeing like those kinds of things that you guys have had, you know, that like you remember, because that might get us in a fun space too.
And Stacy, to ping pong off of, tell me what you just said that you've said since college.
Oh, action cures fear.
So at the end of the speech, hold on, I gotta let somebody in. At the end of the speech, I would say, so all of you who are right here, action cures
Mhm.
fear. So you say your thing, but you added just enough to
Yeah.
make it the zinger. Because if I just heard action cures fear, I maybe wouldn't remember it because it wasn't a quotable sort of memory thing. But the minute I hear that as a rhyme with the little zing, I'm like, oh, this is what Stacey Lawrence says.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody that's right here, or if you're here, action cures fear, because you're here. Or action cures fear because you are here. So it's just enough, just
Love
a
that.
few more words that created it to
Yeah.
be memorable and notable.
Yeah. So good. And Sean,
Hi, hi.
well, Hugh technically had them at the Find Your Voice masterclass. You had a few things. I wonder if that would be a sound. I think I'm questioning what sound bites are, which is kind of an interesting thing.
Yeah,
Uh,
because it's the
yeah.
the identity and then the quotes.
Uh,
But
yeah.
ask what you can do for your country. That wasn't a quote. It was just a soundbite of memory. But
Yeah.
bonus if they rhyme.
Yeah, because Sean was the one that said, and remind me if I'm hitting it wrong, but like expression is the opposite of depression.
Basically. Yeah.
Yeah.
Close
Yeah.
enough. I was going to
Yeah.
say, well, before I forget, I was going to say that like in my business, my three keywords are wisdom, wealth, and courage. And I try to look at them differently. I like to take words apart as well. So wealth, I spelled WELL-TH because the root, and this is where I'm going. If you do words in your, if you do a word study on like your keywords, so mine is one of them is wealth, right? Well, the original meaning of wealth is well-being, not rich. So if you go back and look like into the etymology of words, sometimes you can find some really good stuff there from the original meanings. And it's a lot of times it's meanings people forgot.
I love that, Sean. I love looking up Latin and Hebrew as well.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Yeah. So I think it's, yeah, just doing the deep dive. Yeah, Charlotta, depression is press on. Is
Oh,
she
before
put
we
in?
forget, you guys, can we take a photo of Tanya's first Soundbite collaboration party? See, I'm good at taking pictures when it's not my thing. It's like now so someone needs to remember this when I'm doing these. Because
You
I
take
never
it.
get the
Okay.
photo.
Yeah, you
Yeah,
take it because I don't
let
even
me
have
take it.
everybody up here.
Okay, so what are we gonna do? What are we gonna do?
Peace. I always say peace out, tea stout.
Okay.
Do a
All
piece
right.
if y'all
So,
would.
all right. Mm, so fun. Okay, cool. Thank you guys. You're awesome.
Um, so Jill said, are you talking about Keats heuristic? I don't know what that means. So if you would have come on, Jill, and tell us what you're
Oh
talking about.
yeah, tell us.
It's something when I think I looked into this after October last year after going to Houston with Eileen, and just like this rhyming thing, and I came across it, but it's basically it's a rhyme as reason effect. It's a cognitive bias where sayings or aphorisms are perceived as more accurate or truthful when they rhyme. It might not actually be true, but remember it, and we think it's more true because it rhymes. And a lot of slogans rhyme, right? That stay in our head. And so I think it's especially powerful when and I think that's why it rings true for us too. If we do hit on something that's like, oh, that's so good. Because then we remember it better.
Yeah, that's great. I hadn't heard of that schmancy pants word, but I like it. But yeah, it totally makes sense, Jill. It's just like, why do certain things resonate with us more than, more than others? And there's something, I mean, we've done it since we were babies, the rhyming of nursery rhymes. Hello. So yeah, it stays with Yuka is exactly right. It stays with our brain better. Um, because Yuka, I always say because Yuka can see it, like Yuka, you can. But anyway, we can get silly on some of the words, but I really believe like doing these collaborative things like this, when we know what your offer is, or we know what your niche is, or niche, depending on where you're from, um, that this is where the heaven releases all the goods. Somebody has their hand up. Vicky?
Vicky Pool.
Well, I'm late to the show because I didn't get on here, so I missed the whole first part of this, so I'm a little lost. But I will say I don't have any 3 words, 4 words, 1 word that I use for my business. So is that something that I'm supposed to have?
I think there's no formula, but there are things that can fire it up and make it more memorable, is what we were talking about, Vicky. Just
Mhm.
how, if it's rhyming, rhymezone.com is a great resource. Finding a cliche and questioning that cliche, uh, going through, I'm just kind of reiterating what some of the stuff we talked about, going through compound words and making them different, like the word imagination. Imagine a nation where you are, whatever your offer is, where you find the best uh, spouse, or whatever, if you're a relationship coach. Or imagine a nation where we all live from the creative space, so going through compound words. But I think, for example, in one of ours, I'm just giving you this as an example. um, I say, blow off the dust of delay. um, what do I say? Blow off the dust of delay, because your soul has something to say and it's going to
Oh,
pay. So
whoa.
that's how I end my speeches, because I'm talking about, let's all get our keynotes out there. Let's get our messages out there. We all have something in us. So blow. And I passed my guitar. It had dust on it. And that's what dropped, was blow off the dust of delay, because your soul has something to say and it's going to pay. So find a quote that is your quote. You can repeat it, what I just said, but such and
Oh,
such says, yeah, go.
Vicky, tell her your billboard story. Maybe we could do it really quick, and then yeah.
Okay. All right. So I don't know how quickly I can do it, but but imagine you're
About 2 minutes. No, I'm kidding.
Ready, go.
Imagine
ding.
you're driving down one of those interstates. You're on a trip and you've been on the road for a while, and you're to this place where it's nighttime. There's no lights anywhere. There is nothing. And suddenly you have to pee and you're hungry and there's no place, you have no idea where to go. And suddenly you see this billboard and it says, next exit, Bob's Best Barbecue, clean restrooms, best barbecue in town, 10 miles out. You go to the restaurant, you get back in the car, your bladder's empty, your stomach's full, and you're happy, and you get back on the road for your trip. But just imagine Bob hadn't had that billboard out, then you would have kept driving. You probably would have put your life at risk, having to stop on the side of the road to try to pee and do all of those things. And when I was first learning about this story, it was because I was spending a lot of time talking to people, but I had no billboard out, so nobody knew how to connect with me.
Mm.
Did I say it right?
Yeah, no, it's so
Okay.
good. So there's something about this billboard that's so Vicky, that she now helps people put their billboard out, right? And
Okay, that's what
her billboard.
I
Yeah.
got it. Now
Her
I'm
billboard was-
tracking. I wasn't sure what Vicky.
Yeah.
I gotcha.
That's okay. I don't know half the time anyway, so go
Her
ahead.
her group is called Stand Up and Stand Out.
Oh,
And
okay, yes.
yeah, there you
Yeah,
go.
yeah. That's yeah, I love that. So that's a memorable story of what your business does, right?
Mhm.
We would call that um something different than an actual soundbite, but that's an incredible story because we remember stories about things, and when you could talk in pictures, it becomes so much more memorable for people. Pictures, quotes, cliches, but question the cliches. Um,
Yeah. Yeah, like Sean
yeah,
said, if you want to be seen, you can't hide behind the scenes.
Ooh,
exactly.
I like that.
Beautiful. And I always
Yeah.
say you become the guru in what grew you. I know people say
Oh,
like you
yeah.
grow through what you go through and all those, but like you became the guru from what grew you. And so just really, again, going into those rhyme zone things, it can spark something all the time for your business.
Oh my goodness. Well, you guys, this is like already, it's like time. This is
Is
so
it up?
good. I just want to number one, Tonya, thank you for like doing this and
Yeah.
for accepting the process. And like, I think we all like got to see your gift, which is like so cool. And then you guys, what this, by being able to like put people in a room like this, I want you to notice is the goal of this group was to like talk about sound bites, to collaborate and connect people together, which for those of you that don't know, I recently did a TEDx talk on, which is being around people that have a shared goal. And I am working on really just getting that like message out. So I'm going to put it in the chat for anyone that has not watched it. And if you've already watched it, I would love you to watch it again and just turn the volume off just to get it a view. I'm not normally an algorithm person, but right now I am because it's like the first couple weeks is when it's important. But the point is the reason why the magic happens in a room like this is because we all want the same thing. And so regardless of the video, it's the point of what this is. And so that's why I'm excited about you launching this and whatever it turns. I just had like 5 more ideas of things that would be fun for virtual events. So I'm like excited to chat with you about that another time. But we officially did the first one. I'd love to maybe just have a couple, actually, maybe Tonya, even you share how it felt to do this, and then maybe a few people can share how it felt to them, and then we can,
Yeah, well, how it felt, I was very excited. The part that uh, I conquer along the way is the tech part. And obviously, we're all on a Zoom. I was attempting to figure out how to get it live on my private event page, and it wasn't working. So, but Stacy's like, her calm, see, I don't know, there's something about wait and I don't know. You stay. Oh, here we go. Stay and see that it's going to be all right. But anyway, so I wasn't nervous about the content because truly it's just an overflow of what's always been in me that I never thought was a gift before. But I love helping people. And I'm just going to tell you, if you're not in my group and I want to be in all of y'all's group, I for like the founding members, I'm almost to 100, but in my black card peeps, I have given like tons of quotes and all the things for your business. Once I knew an offer, and I can literally send those to you on a Google Doc if anybody would want them. Just private message me in my Conquer and Cash Flow, and I'll give those to you because my heart is for all of us to get our communication where it does become compensation, and it's lasts long after we've said our speech. So I was nervous but excited, nervous for the tech part, excited for this because I love helping people. So
so good. And I just put the link for your group in the chat. If you guys aren't in there, she needs, not needs, but 8 more members to 100. So it'd be fun to
yeah.
get 100. And then, yeah, I'd love to just have just maybe a few people just share how it was to just be in this experience together for you. Putting you on the spot.
I'll
Go
share.
first.
I'll share.
Okay. Go ahead.
First of all, Tanya, just thank you. And it's amazing. It is a gift because it comes so naturally that it flows. It just comes into an overflow space. And I saw connections with even poetry and meditation, which are the types of things that I do. The experience of this particular event was also helpful because I'm so glad to connect with Sean because Sean, I love words. I'm an English teacher, so I feel invigorated that I can do this. So I empowered is the word. I feel empowered that I can do this and now take your strategies and be able to come up with things that I can leave in messages when I speak. So thank you.
Yay. Thank you.
Real quick, Anne Marie, I got bad news. I failed English in 7th and 10th grade, and I also flunked out of college as an English major. So,
And here you come.
Hey, it's the best
Master.
I think they call that irony, but I'm not sure because I flunked out. So I'm not sure if that's right.
Dramatic irony too.
Yeah. Yeah, I think it was really good. I enjoyed the chat and going back and forth. I always think best in these environments. Like when I go to events, I rarely hear what the speaker says. It's usually notebooks full of my own ideas that get stimulated just in the common conscious, the hive mind or whatever's going on. But I will say at the beginning, I felt a little bit lost. And I think if you had like a quick, even 3 to 5 minute little presentation to like really get us started with a couple of on-screen examples, I think some people need to see that, not just hear it.
Yeah.
To really
That's good.
like for the different learning styles and things like
For
that.
sure.
But once you got rolling too, it's like everybody started getting it. So if you had some of those pre-written, I think it'd help you be much more comfortable getting everything going. Because I could tell you were like you wanted to give so much, but you didn't know where to start.
Yeah, we didn't know what we were doing.
Yeah, so like
we didn't even talk about that.
We didn't even have a combo. But
so
no,
anyway,
that's
my feedback.
Yeah,
thank you, Sean. That's
Thank you.
awesome. Yeah, for sure. Can't wait to play with the words. Yeah.
Yeah.
Anybody? Oh yeah, Charlotta.
It's actually Carlotta, but I'm
Oh,
Spanish.
Charlotta. Sorry.
Yeah, it's written, you know, it's like the British. They write one thing and say something different. Well, it's the same for me. So literally, I want to say, you need to realize that there are people whose English is not their first language who are joining. So this is a bit of a challenge for me because what you're showing me is the richness of English language. But I am in Australia, where I live, there are people from all different backgrounds. So I need to consider my word to be understood. So that's why I got, and thanks to Sue, who said fabulous, karam busy, easy. Something easy for people to remember because, just wanting to flag out that there's few of us who are from Spanish background or other background whose English is not their first language, never educated in English either, shown ever. So does it make sense to you to recognize that you might have people who have more difficulty to understand the concept and also to apply it?
I love that. No, thank you for that feedback. I think that's amazing feedback because I only know this language. But what I would say though, if you have rhymezone.com, it can, if you write that down, that can find rhymes in your language. I'm assuming, I've never done it, but that's just a great resource that your languaging and who your audience is, you can find rhymes with what you do. And it can be, as we talk about, transformational instead of just informational. So it's memorable. So thank you for that feedback. That's awesome.
So good. So good. I'm so happy right now because you guys we're like building her masterclass basically by like telling her what's going to help you learn it better, because the things that are natural to us, we all have this like natural thing. We don't even know that people don't understand it, because it's so intuitive. And so this is so, I think Melinda was the one that said like, it's like you get to give value while you're like, you have an amazing like focus group, of people that get to help you say what they don't see. So anyway, yeah, I just wanted to honor that moment too. I love it.
Good.
Yeah. Vicky Pool.
Well, since I was late to the show, I do want to say that the time that I've been here, I got fabulous information, and I love your energy and your spirit, Tonya, because it really comes across as being very caring and understanding kind of thing. So I appreciate that. And I just always appreciate being in any room like this that I can get in. So I just wanted to say thank you.
Thank you, Vicky. Very kind. Vicky and the pool, that I take everybody to the pool. And you won't be floating around, you know what I'm saying?
So good. Well, thank you guys. So
Thank
we are
you all.
officially ending the first Soundbyte collaboration party, and we will keep you updated when the next one is, or what there is different, because I have a bunch of ideas that I'm excited about. And I just want to like honor the moment. Thank you so much, Tonya, for like just like doing this, and I'm so happy. Yeah.
Thank you. And for anybody who hasn't seen your TEDx talk, please listen, watch. Look at all the gifts Stacy has given to all of us, and it's incredible. So to listen to the information Stacy has, but because she pushed me out of the plane, and I know she has a lot of you all, there's a parachute. So listen to her TEDx talk.
You know what could be cool is like, for those of you that are doing social or even emailing a friend, you could even just say like, I just went to a Soundbyte collaboration party. It was so cool. And I was in the room with other people that wanted to blank, whatever, around that. And, stemmed from this TED talk about finding my people. It was cool. Something about the connection. Anyway, just letting you know, that's a way to like kind of like cross promote different people. And then you could even, if you have a group, and say, that's why I love having my community, stand up and stand out, because I help people do this too. And it's kind of fun. You get a triple collaboration. So anyway, just pointing that out.
It's so true. No, that's all good, because any of us could come into each other's vortex and say, what's your offer? Here's some zingers, right? And all the things. So I could talk for years, but we're going to stop because some people are probably going to have some beers, and we're going to peace out. Tonya, Stout, thank you all. Appreciate it. Thank you, Stacy.
Don't forget to click the 3 dots for save your chat.
Got it. Thank you, Sean.
Bye, guys.
Bye-bye.